Dear students, I am Dr. Kshirsagar, Department of Genetics and Plant Breeding. In last lecture, we are discussing the photosynthesis, and now we are discussing our next lecture is the respiration. What is mean by respiration? Respiration, we all are respire the our body means you take the air and breathing, you take oxygen from the environment and remove the carbon dioxide in a environment. This process is called as the respiration. But major is means your biomolecules are breakdowns and they form the carbon dioxide or they synthesize, and this process is called as the respiration. Now we are discussing the respiration, not a human respiration, but we are discussing the plant respiration. What is mean by respiration? Respiration is the cellular oxidation, means the breakdown of carbohydrates, and these carbohydrates are converted into the carbon dioxide and hydrogen and also release the energy, and this process is called as the respiration. Is it okay? Then it is a reverse process of photosynthesis. Okay, it is the reverse process of photosynthesis. In respiration, the oxidation of various organic food substances like carbohydrates, fats, protein, etc. It may take place. Among this, glucose is the common. Okay, means in the respiration, our compound molecules like carbohydrates are break down into the small pieces. Okay, as the glucose is converted form of the sugar. You see this chemical formula of respiration. What is the happen in this respiration process? You see this. This is the C6. This one is the glucose. Then is the formation of glucose. Then formation of or absorb this is the end product as a O2, and this is the absorbed from the CO2 and plus 6H2O release the that's 6 CO2 plus 6H2O, and some quantity of energy is produced from this. This oxidation process is not so simple and does not take place in a one step. Okay. Then breakdown of glucose involves many steps, releasing energy in the form of ATP molecules and also forming a number of carbon compounds. Then respiration is a vital process that occurs in all living cells of the plants, and the most actively respiring regions are the floral buds, vegetative buds, then germinating seedlings, stems and roots apex. This is the region of respiration. Okay, in this region the rate of respiration is higher. Because of this region is developing, or the this develop the cells or this formation of the new cells. In these cells there's a the cells are more respire. Okay. Then you see the respiration is a two types. One is the aerobic and second one is the anaerobic. Now yes, this you see this is the equation of aerobic respiration. What is the happen in this respiration? You see through this equation. Firstly, glucose is converted into the energy, water and CO2. This respiration process is happen in a night, not in a morning. Okay, in the morning session only photosynthesis is going on, but in a night time after closing of stomata, that's respiration is start, or our cells are activated. Respiratory cells are activated. Then glucose, O2, oxygen and plus H2O, 6H2O. They gives the or they form the carbon dioxide, water and energy. One molecule of glucose means this glucose molecule gives the 336 ATP. Understand? That's a one molecule of glucose is converted into the energy. And what is the value of this one molecule of glucose? Is the 36 ATP. From one molecule of glucose we get the 36 ATP, that is the energy. Okay. Then respiration having the two types. One is the anaerobic respiration and second one is the aerobic respiration. In anaerobic respiration, the oxygen does not require. Then in aerobic respiration involves firstly, our first respiration is called as anaerobic respiration, and this respiration is very ineffective. Then it take place in the cytoplasm. This respiration is take place in a cytoplasm, and this can only support the small life forms. Means this anaerobic respiration is present in prokaryotic cells, some small eukaryotic cells, and it can occurs in a large eukaryotes for the brief period. Okay. Then what is mean by anaerobic respiration? And second type of the respiration is the anaerobic respiration. It requires oxygen. What is the major difference between the anaerobic and aerobic respiration? This anaerobic respiration does not require the oxygen, but the aerobic respiration requires the oxygen for their further process. Okay. That's the anaerobic respiration evolves firstly, and aerobic respiration evolves later. Okay. Then its efficiency is higher than the anaerobic respiration. Then it take place in the mitochondria. Where it take place? It take place in mitochondria. Then eukaryotes, this anaerobic respiration is carried out in the eukaryotes only. Okay. Prokaryotes means a single cell organisms, and eukaryotes means a multi cells. Then now we are discussing the one by one, that's a cellular respiration. In a cellular respiration, they're again classified into two forms. One is the aerobic respiration and second one is the anaerobic respiration. Anaerobic respiration is take place in a prokaryotes or the single cell animals and the plants also. Then the aerobic respiration is again converted into the two types. One is the tissue respiration and external respiration. Then we are focusing only on the aerobic respiration. Then what is mean by aerobic respiration? Aerobic respiration is the process whereby the food substances are broken down into the presence of oxygen with the release of energy in a living cells. And this carbon dioxide and water are released as the waste product. Okay, one glucose molecule, it gives the 36 ATP. Okay, and this process is called as the aerobic respiration. Then word equation of aerobic respiration now we are seeing. This is the glucose. The combination means the glucose plus oxygen. It form the carbohydrate, water and energy. This glucose is break down in the presence of oxygen and they have released the carbon dioxide and water and energy. These are the waste product of the aerobic respiration. All of you understand this equation of the aerobic respiration. Then next in a aerobic respiration, again it is classified in the two forms. One is the tissue respiration and second one is the aerobic respiration having the two types. One is the tissue respiration and second one is the external respiration. What is mean by tissue respiration? Tissue respiration is the process by which food substances are broken down in a living cells. Means in a tissue itself, the respiration is occur in tissue itself. A large amount of energy is released for the cells to perform the different activities. In this respiration, glucose combines with the oxygen to release the energy, carbohydrates and water. Is it clear? Then you see this is the equation. This is the glucose plus oxygen. It gives the carbon dioxide plus water and energy. Then what is the external respiration? It is the second part of the aerobic respiration. External respiration is the process of bringing the oxygen from the surrounding environment to the cell for the tissue respiration, and it takes place itself. Then external respiration is also responsible for removing the carbon dioxide and water from the body during the tissue respiration. Then breathing is the part of external respiration. Okay. Then what is the respiration in the plants? During the day, plants photosynthesis. The oxygen produced is more than what is needed for the aerobic respiration. The excess oxygen is released to surrounding. At night, photosynthesis stops. Then plants takes in a organ from the surrounding for the aerobic respiration and gives off a carbon dioxide to the surrounding. Then what is the importance of aerobic respiration? The most organisms respire aerobic. Energy release is used for the use. Then most organisms respire aerobically and it gives release the energy, and this energy is used for the growth, means growth of the plants. This our energy is utilized for the growth, means the building up of the proteins. Then muscle formation or the muscle contraction, example heartbeats. These our respire products or respiration products are muscle contractors. Then it also digestion and absorption of food substances. Then also this the aerobic respiration is important for the cell division. Then anaerobic respiration. Anaerobic respiration is the breakdown of food substances in the absence of oxygen, and anaerobic respiration release the less energy than the aerobic respiration. Word equation for the aerobic respiration in a human is, you see, this human respiration process is the glucose. This anaerobic respiration means respiration is occur or the breakdown of the food substances in the absence of oxygen. This called as the aerobic respiration, anaerobic respiration. And what is the byproduct of this glucose? This glucose is converted into the lactic acid and energy. Then word equation for the anaerobic respiration in a yeast is the glucose. Glucose is converted into the carbohydrates, ethanol and energy. Okay. Then in a anaerobic respiration, some bacteria are present. Then anaerobic respiration in the air is known as alcoholic fermentation. Then in our formation of beer, in this process the anaerobic respiration is occur. Some gases are created or the formed in the anaerobic respiration, and this process means yeast formation or the in the yeast applying means you prepare the bread, at that time you add the whole flour plus some little bit sugar and some little bit yeast and salt. Then you add the water, and in this dough this anaerobic respiration is going on, or your yeast cells are activated and they converted their this glucose is converted into the lactic acid. Okay, or and this process is called as a alcoholic fermentation. Yeast respires anaerobically to convert the sugar to alcohol, ethanol, to convert sugar to ethanol in the fermentation process. Then now we are comparing the aerobic respiration, anaerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration in animals and plants. Then what happen in glycolysis? In aerobic respiration, glycolysis is present. Then anaerobic animals, glycolysis also present. Then anaerobic plants and yeast, in which also glycolysis is occur. ATP yield means the per glucose molecule, means the one glucose molecule, value of one glucose molecule. There is the aerobic respiration, there is the one glucose molecule values is 38 ATPs. In anaerobic respiration, in animal also and plant also, there's a 2 ATP is formed in a process of respiration. What is the byproducts of the anaerobic respiration? One is the carbohydrates and a water. Then anaerobic animals, there's a byproduct is lactic acid. In anaerobic plant or yeast process, this called in which the byproduct is ethanol and carbon dioxide. Okay. Thank you so much, students, for listening this today's topic.